us and pneumonia. This is the disease. Let's break it up a little bit more. This is the clinical name. Us and them onia. It's a heart condition that is infecting 21st century America like it's nobody's business. Us and them. There's us, our people, we're good people. And then there are those people. They don't know what they're doing with their lives. And to be honest with you, they're screwing up America. And I blame our problems on them. This is 21st century America. This is the human condition. This is in all of our hearts. It's a disease. Who are your them? What do they look like? Maybe they have tattoos. Maybe they have piercings where there shouldn't be piercings. Maybe they are people of a different color. People who don't have English as their first language. People who are not documented. Maybe they're people from a different religion. Maybe they have no religion. Who are your those people? Because we all have them. I thought about how it's so easy to build up the us and them barrier, the wall between us and them, the wall. It gets built up. Do you know how it gets built up? Because in 21st century America, we are more superficially connected and more ideologically infected than we ever have been before. Superficially connected. You're my friend. How? Through online experiences. We don't talk to each other. We don't help each other. We never get together, but we're friends. Superficial connection. And then, people, I don't know, we get brave behind the computer screen or the iPhone screen. We get really, really brave. Here's what I really think. Post. Where does it come from? Because we're more ideologically infected than ever before. And we're building walls instead of bridges. And when we divide, we both lose. We rob ourselves of the opportunity to be what Jesus was for us, because there was a day where there was a wall between Jesus and us. Jesus perfect, us not. And Jesus came to the cross, and through the cross, the Bible says in Colossians, he destroyed the barrier, the hostile wall between us and God, and made a way through that wall, through his blood, to bring us back to God. That's the gospel. That's what Jesus did for us. It's time to tear down the wall between you and them. Here's how we start tearing down the wall. Number one, we don't really know those people. It's so much easier to judge people you've never met. It's so much easier to hate people you've never heard their story. It's so easy. We don't really know those people. Guess what Christians should be doing? We should be doing what Jesus did for us. He came and he dwelt among us, and he got to know us, and then he helped us. Number two, we sin differently than those people. Because the only difference between us and them is the sins we choose to commit and the sins we choose to be okay with. That's the difference. If you've ever read the book of Romans, this phenomenal thing happens between chapters 1 and chapters 2. Romans chapter 1 opens up and Paul is right, and he's like, here's what's wrong with the world. People don't worship God. And you're, as a Bible college student, you're like, that's right. They worship the creation rather than yes, that's exactly right. And he just unloads it. And because of this, God gave them over to foolish minds and then lustful adventures and debauchery and fornication and sinfulness, sick nastiness and evil and all this. And God handed them over. And if you're a good Bible college student, you're like, that's right. And Romans chapter 1, verse 32, the last verse in Romans chapter 1, it says this: they know God's justice requires that those who do these things deserve to die, yet they do them anyway. Worse yet, they encourage others to do them too. And if you're reading that as a good old-fashioned Bible student, you're just like, that's right. Get them, God. Get them. And then you turn to Romans chapter 2. You may think that you can condemn such people, but you are just as bad. Say what? And you have no excuse. When you say they are wicked and should be punished, you are condemning yourself, for you who judge others do the very same things. What kind of Jesus is that? I don't like that Jesus. I like the get those people Jesus. I don't like the look at me Jesus. But didn't he say, how dare you look at the speck in your brother's eyes when there's a plank sticking out of yours? I don't know about that Jesus. I don't know if I'm comfortable with that Jesus, but that's the Jesus of the scripture. We just sin differently. We're just sinning differently. And number three, we might be those people to those people. And we are. Christians of 21st century America, we are becoming those people to those people. It has to stop somewhere. It's not going to stop on television. And it's not going to stop in Washington, D.C. You know where it can stop? Right here. In the church of Jesus Christ, filled with all kinds of different kinds of sinners who know There's only one man who passed the test. His name was Jesus. He passed it for us, and he gives us his grace and his mercy for free. This is where it stops.